Good morning, Old Fisherman. Back with you again, Lake Monticello on a Monday morning, and we hooked up with a Monticello catfish, doing the lazy man method already this morning. Hey, we're gonna try to catch a couple catfish with worms this morning. They ain't big, but hey, they catfish, good eating size. Lake Monticello, old channel catfish, done hit a doggone worm with the lazy man method this morning. You got to love it. We're back at it again. Hadn't fished in a couple days, took a couple days off, and we're back over here at Monticello again on a Monday morning after the crowds left for the weekend, when it's pleasant, when it's the best time to fish, and you got to love it. We catfishing this morning, and I'm gonna use the old lazy man's method for a little bit, and maybe cast a little bit too, but hey, we're just gonna chunk it out and hope we get a bite. Put 2 rods out there, and just like we did on the Lazy Man's Jumbo Catfish Show, and we're gonna try to catch a couple of these doggone catfish and white perch before the day's over, hopefully. On Lake Monticello. Got to get everything going. I just started, threw one out and went straight down. Hey, sometimes that's not a good sign. Sometimes that means you're not going to catch many. It's just like a bad omen when you throw out and it goes straight down. But we got a few worms here this morning, and I'm going to put them on and try to catch a Monticello catfish, the lazy man's method. You got to love it. Supposed to be easy fishing, but I don't like baiting up worms. But hey, what you got to do if you're going to do it, throw it out and hopes one will take it. On Lake Monticello once again, and you got to love it. Throw it out there, put it in that catfish zone, and see what'll happen. Yes, sir. Hopefully one will take it. I see a couple hitting around, but we're going to cast the gup shrimp too. So far, I casted it a couple times. I didn't get a bite. Throwed out the worms and caught one. So far, we hadn't caught one on the gup shrimp. I thought maybe I'd give the worms a chance before we move out of here, and I threw it out and they went straight down, but it was a little fish. Them little fish ain't going to hit this gup shrimp much. Them real little ones, they'll hit it, but you can't catch them. But hey, that's what that one bumped it in. A little catfish. Little catfish. Maybe they'll take the worms, at least we can catch some babies. I tell you what, I've been frying up them babies. Doggone that and broke my line. No, he didn't. He took my doggone gup shrimp off. What he done, he stole my gup shrimp. The rascal stole it. I can't believe he pulled that gup shrimp slam off that hook. He did. He did. That's something there, people. They stole my gup shrimp. I think I'm gonna put a new penny on. Try it. Kind of dark this morning. Maybe they'll take that orange color the better. Try it. See. The only thing I don't like about Gup Alive is that they kind of crooked, some of them. I don't like crooked baits. I like them straight. And so far, I don't like that about the Gup Alive. Some of them, man, they're kind of crooked. It's a good looking little bait though, but it's crooked. I don't know. But anyhow, hey, there goes a bite right there. There goes a bite right there. Oh my. While I'm sitting here talking, trying to get a gup shrimp, one of them took it. Oh, Lake Monticello. You got to love it. Doggone rascal. Trying to sneak my cart down like that. Yes, sir. Little small cats. They good eating size though. Ain't nothing wrong with them. Hey, we'll take them. We'll take them. I promise you, we will take them. Today. If that's the size wants to bite, that's the size we'll catch. I'm gonna get this stuff straight here. All right. Now, put another worm on. Throw it back out. Lazy man's fishing. People, I got I got a fella that wrote me last night and really upset me. He says, same old thing over and over and over. I got news for y'all. Hey, it's hard to come out here and make a video trying to do something today if you're not catching any fish. So I got to try to go to where I think I can catch the fish. And if I think it's on perch, which most of the time it's going to be, that's what we're going to do. I don't know where he's coming from, but till you get out here and try to do a video and catch a few fish, live streaming, when I don't cut my tapes, it's live streaming. People, that's hard to do. I don't know how many of y'all go fishing and catch them fast, but that's hard to do. So to do that, you got to have certain kind of fishing. Now I can go out, if I cut my videos like most everybody does, I can probably, but I'm not going to do that because it's too much trouble for me. My show is set up that it's like you in the boat with me and we go on fishing. If you get tired of it, don't turn it on. That's all I can say. Somebody else might like it. I can't please everybody. So I try, but I can't, and it upsets me when I work hard. Listen, it costs money to come over here fishing every day. When I work hard to make a show to try to teach people how to fish, and I got somebody out there complaining about I'm doing the same fishing over and over and over and over, don't look at it. That's all I can say. Because I got this thing set up like, if you want to go fishing with me, we going perch fishing. It might be perch fishing, it might be catfishing, it might be once in a while a little crappie fishing, but all the rest of them I can go striper fishing. But if I buy herring, I done spent more money to go fishing. There's a bite right there as we speak. If I buy herring in Lake Murray, I done spent more money to go fishing, and it just costs too much. So I got to do what the least expense that I got to go and try to produce a show catching a few fish, and there's another Monticello catfish. And I got a fella complaining about the same old thing over and over. Well, hey, don't look at it. If you don't want to look at it, I'm not making any money out of this, people. It ain't like I'm making money and I got a cameraman out here and we can do all these cuts and stuff and somebody's paying me to do this. I'm doing this for nothing. I'm telling people my secrets, how to fish, for zero. And I got somebody out there complaining. So that just goes to show how ignorant some people can be and not thinking about what they're saying or what have you. I don't know. But hey, I will tell it like it is now. You might not like what I say, but I will tell it like it is. For you to complain about my show, hey, it's your computer, you turn it on, I don't. So you don't have to turn it on. And that's the way I feel, and I'm sorry, but I hate to be ugly. But as far as I'm concerned, you ugly to me. It takes a lot of work to come out here and do this and answer the comments, and I enjoy doing it. But when I start getting people complaining, I'll quit doing it. I ain't got to do it. Nobody's paying me to do this. I don't get a dime out of this. Not a dime. If we ever sell a couple t-shirts, I'll probably lose money because it's going to cost $1,000 just to get a couple t-shirts. So I don't know where you're coming from, fellas. I really don't. So if you don't like what you see, don't turn on your computer. It ain't like nobody's forcing you to watch me. And you sure ain't paying me for the show. So I don't know where you're coming from. But anyhow, hey, I had to get that off my chest because it bothered me. I don't mind telling you. Mr. Lee, it bothered me. So I hope you're satisfied. I hope you satisfied, Mr. Lee. That's all I'm going to say. Well, we caught a couple. It's kind of slow. Yeah, that disheartened me. I almost just hung it up at that. And I got a fella out that thumbs down at me all the time. That stuff like that will make me quit, and if that's what y'all want, I can do it. I'm trying to help people, trying to do a little show here, and if I get a bunch of complaints, I will quit. Hey, it makes no difference to me. I'm going fishing one way or another. I can turn the camera on or leave the camera off. But hey, I'm going fishing. And it bothers me when people want to criticize a free show. Criticize a free show. What? Hey, I used to go home fishing. I wasn't so tired. I go home after these videos and do all the stuff I got to do with these videos. I'm tired. And I'm tired, and it's not paying for my trips. So, like I say, I do not have to do this. And I will quit if I keep getting comments like Lee commented. But anyhow, I don't even know where Lee is, but hey, I did look him up on Facebook, so I know what he looks like, if it's the same Lee. But anyhow, the old fisherman's out here complaining, caught a couple catfish, but it looks like they're slow. They're real slow, and they're small. So they're slow and small on Lake Monticello, but it's a pretty day. It's a pretty morning. I'm trying to come out here and get over that comment and think about things and try to get in a groove to tell a story. It's hard to get in the groove to tell a story if I got people not liking my stories on my show. But anyhow, I didn't even go down to the perch because of what he said. They don't want to see me catch perch no more. So, you know, without the perch, it probably won't be much showing. Because the perch you can catch most of the time, not all the time. I can catch catfish and crappies. I catching a few crappies, but I can't. Every time I catch one, and then I try to make a video, and I can't catch a nothing, and then I turn it off, and I'll catch a nothing. It's so slow. You know, crappies ain't like it used to be. If it'd be 10 years ago, I'd be making crappie videos instead of perch videos. I promise you that. I was catching them 10 years ago. But now, I'm not catching that many. These catfish are a little slow this morning. And them jokers, they bite in spurts, though. And they always have. You come out here and you throw them worms out, and they'll sit there, and all of a sudden they'll start going down, and it's pretty regular. And that's the way it is. I think I need to back up a little bit. I got a little bit far up. One little place up here, my buddies and them, they baited all weekend with wheat. Probably done filled them up. But they catching a few little ones, but they baiting them. And they baiting them right here in this area. Some friends, people I know. I don't know how much buddies they are. People I know. So I thought I'd come up here and throw out where they've been throwing that wheat all weekend. Maybe it's a little bit more down to the left. Maybe they'll come into it. I could go sour wheat and throw it out and get more concentrated fish. I just don't, I hate to do that. I could though. I could. I used to do it a long time ago. Let's try to get it in that catfish zone up here a little bit better. Zone, I like to throw it in. Catfish zone, people. That's where they at. Right off that bank. Water's high this morning, like it is most of the times in the morning, and hopefully through the day, sometime in the next couple hours, they'll start pulling it. Last day I was over here, I think it was a bite. No, I missed it. Doggone it. Last day I was over here, they never did pull the water. That was Friday. I think it's Friday. They never did pull the water, and I've been sad. I can't keep my days straight. But they never did pull the water, and I had a hard time catching a few fish. I made a video and done the same old thing again with perch. Accidentally deleted it. I don't know how I do that, but I did it. I done it a couple times now. I had some good storytelling, but I accidentally deleted it again. I done that a couple times, messing around with that phone. I don't know how I done it. It's some things about that phone I'm not familiar with yet. I mean, especially when it goes deleting them two different sections. Delete it first, and then you go to the recent delete, you got to delete it again, and somehow or another, I'm getting a little confused on something in there. And I deleted it all in one lick somehow. So I don't know what I've done. But anyhow, I got deleted, and we don't have a film from this weekend. And there goes a Monticello catfish right there. I tell you just got to take your time, throw it out there. And they're not big. The big ones are not in here. The big ones might be spawning because they've been full of eggs. They might be spawning. These little ones is left over from the wheat baiting, I think, is what it is. They're good eating size, though. My wife loves that size. I like the smaller one, the version smaller than that. The little bitty ones is what I like. Man, they don't get no better than that. You want something good to eat, keep them little bitty baby catfish and skin them. Now that, my friend, is something good to eat. Went to help my nephew, married my niece, Billy Morgan. They had girls has got some goats and stuff, and had got a little mini farm there around the house, and into that, and got a few cows and buying animals, and it's something they wanted to try and do, and they wanted some electrical work done for a fence, electric fence. So I had to go get them out and put it out there by a tree for the electric fence tied to, and to keep the goats in the area. And he was telling me about his daddy, Bill Morgan. Old Bill. Now, he was a heck of a fisherman in his day, and fine fella, a good talker, kind of like me. And old Billy, he's a talker too. And he was telling me a couple of stories about Bill, and when he was little, they would go out fishing at night fishing. They'd use brim back then. You know, you tie a brim on a hook and throw it out there, them old big stripers would take it. There goes a bite right there. There goes a bite right there. Right there. Uh-oh, got off. Doggone. But the old stripers would take it, and so they was out there. They was getting ready to go, and old Bill was up in the front of the boat. Back then, they had the fish finder in the front of the boat. They had an old flasher fish finder, and try to get on the spot. Billy was driving the boat. Go another bite. Billy was driving the boat. I think that might be a brim. But anyhow, Billy was driving the boat, and he would say, go a little bit to the left, to the right, trying to zero in on a good spot. He was looking at the fish finder up in front of the boat. And he said, that's it, throw out the anchor. Of course, doggone it, missed it. So he throwed out the anchor, and as soon as he did, that anchor was going down. And old Bill, it hit him. I didn't tie the anchor off. Of course, the boat's moving. You know, they threw the anchor, and the boat was moving because they driving it when he told him to throw out the anchor. He shut it off, and the momentum of the boat's just taking him on up the lake. But that anchor hit the bottom, and there that rope goes. The boat's moving, pulling the anchor out the boat, and it hit old Bill. I ain't tied the anchor off. And this is nighttime now, people. So old Bill run down in the bottom of the boat, shuffling around, trying to get the end of the rope, and got it in his hand. It slipped out of his hand, and out the boat it went. Out the boat it went. Well, old Bill, now, he was all flustered, raising sand, saying a few choice words. Turned around, and they had this new light. He had bought him a new, one of them, I reckon they call it a crappy light. You know, it kind of glows, and you kind of slide it over the edge of the water. And it lights up the area up under the boat. Well, somehow or another, that thing was on the edge, and he accidentally whipped around, raising sand about the anchor, and hit the light and knocked it in the water. And old Billy said he looked down, and that light just basically just disappeared. They gone down into the darkness. And old Bill was so mad. Old Bill said, that's it. Went home, they never wet the hook the whole night. Went home, lost his anchor, lost his light, all because he got flustered, all because he didn't have his ducks in a rope and have his anchor tied off when they threw it out. So let that be a lesson. You're going to throw an anchor out the boat moving, you better tie the end of the rope unless you got it in your hand, because it will go out the boat. But I thought that was a funny story. I want to pass that on. Old Billy was telling me that about that anchor situation. And you got to love it. The old fisherman, he's running out of stories, so he's hearing stories from other people. And I got another. One more I'm going to tell you. Oh, there goes a bite. Doggone it. I don't know if them was white, but there goes another bite. Catfish or what they are. Gone though. That's catfish there. That's catfish there. Hey, we got a nice catfish. You got to love it. Old Fisherman doing it again. And Lake Monticello. And he's got a kitty cat on with a Georgia Wiggler is what we're using today. Georgia Wigglers catching catfish. They slow, hey, but it's fun. It's a little action. You can't beat a little action, people. That's what you want, a little action on Lake Monticello. Come on in, kitty cat. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my. Nice channel catfish. A nice channel catfish today on Lake Monticello. They're just steady bite. That's all a man can ask for, and that's what they're doing. They steady biting, catching a couple alone. But I was talking to another guy over at the breakfast table Saturday at Get and Go in Hilton, South Carolina. Good place to have a breakfast. You ever around Hilton, go to the Get and Go. Old Sonny in there, they cook a good breakfast. You can get all you can eat. You can get 2 eggs, grits, sausage, bacon, liver pudding, anything you want in there for less than, well, after taxes, it's about $5 and change. But actually, yeah, it's about $5 and change. Now, that's not counting coffee. But anyhow, good breakfast. My goodness, you can't beat it. You can't buy it and cook it yourself for that. And good people. But we are in there telling stories. And old Charlie Bickley works over there at the plant. Charlie Bickley. I'm sure a lot of you local people know Charlie Bickley. His uncle was a big fisherman. His daddy was a big fisherman. And both his uncles were big fishermen. Carol Ray Bickley, Bruce Bickley, Bud Bickley. But anyhow, he was telling me there was 3 of them in the boat. I forget the name of who was with him, who done this. Gone. Catfish starting to bite, people. Catfish starting to bite. Hey, we're going to catch them. I think that might be a brim. Ain't no catfish there. That joker took it as soon as it hit the water. A bluegill brim. Hey, that's big enough to eat there. And we might eat that joker. I like a little brim ever so often. But old Charlie, he was telling me that they were fishing out there, and they were fishing for white perch. And there was 3 of them in the boat. And of course, he likes to anchor out. He's one of them guys that's going to throw the anchor. He don't use the trolling motor. He throws the anchor out, and that's the way he fishes. He'll herring fish or perch. He uses minnows for perch, and Lake Murray catches a lot of them too. Good fisherman. He's just a different type of fisherman I am. He likes to live bait. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of times they'll hit live bait, but hey, he likes to live bait. Well, he said they was out there. Oh, gonna get another bite. Bite a little bit. Look at that. Oh, I missed it. But he said they was out there, and old boy fishing with him had one hand on a summer sausage, stuffing it in his lips and eating it, and other hand on his rod. And a doggone perch hit the bait, and he went to set the hook, and the rod slipped out his hand. But he's sitting there talking about how big that fish was, when all along he was fishing for perch. That he had a whopper fish, had to be a bass, a rockfish. It was big, whatever it was. He was talking about that's the biggest doggone fish. He said he took it right out of his hand. Well, they fished on around there for about 30 minutes. And Charlie said he hooked something. Pulled it up, and there was that boy's rod. He pulled the rod in the boat. Hey, got to the line, fish still on the line. Pulled it in, a little perch about that big. And Charlie said it was a couple scratch marks on the side of that perch. He said, and that fella said, I told you it was a big fish. He said, he must have spit that perch out. He said he must have spit the perch out. And Charlie said the whole time wasn't up but a little perch. That fella talking about how big a fish he had. Wasn't up but a little perch. Said that's all it was. But he was convinced that perch had got eaten by a big fish. And the big fish, after he lost him, after he pulled the rod out of his hand, the big fish got off, and he still had the perch on there. Charlie said the whole time wasn't up but a little perch, thing just slipped out of his hand. But look, you know, people can make stories, fish stories up in a minute. But the old fisherman tries to tell you things that's true. Sometimes it might be a little bit off from what it really was, but most of the time it's as true as I can remember it. But hey, you got to love a good story fishing. Everybody goes fishing, tells a good story, and that's what we do when you sitting in the back of the boat here, and we tell you, old fisherman's telling you a story. And try to entertain, trying to be happy and have a good day, loving life on Lake Monticello. I done told you people, you never know when the last day comes, so you better enjoy every day that you on this earth. And don't let people that aggravate you. And Old Fisherman now, he tries not to get aggravated, but he will get aggravated. Especially when he's working hard to do something and somebody wants to complain. Now that bothers me. If I was making $1 million, they complained, they'd have a right to complain. If he was paying to look at my show and I was showing the same thing over and over, he'd have a right to complain. But hey, it's free. Ain't many things in life free. You can't get free stuff. Electricity ain't free, but you getting free fishing tips, free entertainment. There's people out there selling these fishing tips, people, all day long. There's shows out there that you join, become a member of to learn stuff. Now, if it was one of them shows and I'd be telling you the same things over and over, hey, you'd have a right to complain. But it's free, so you don't have a right to complain. All you got to do is not look at it. There's people out there still enjoying me catching perch, I'm sure. And for you people out there that don't want to see no more of it, then hey, wait till the next show where it says I'm catching something else. I'll try to tell you on the title what I'm doing, and I try to every fishing trip. And there goes another catfish on Lake Monticello. You got to love it. We catching a few, and there's nothing better than catching a few catfish on Lake Monticello. Hey, we gonna sit right here, lazy man's method, catch us a mess of fish. I can guarantee you on that. Hey, that's all you can ask for. They're not the monsters now, but they good eating. Hey, they good eating. Look at that. Oh, pound catfish, you can't beat him. I mean, you can't beat him. And we didn't even have to buy the worms. That's what makes it good. I'm using Georgia wigglers. I dug out the yard. The woods around my house, I got 3 acres, and I got an 1.5 acre lot that I keep cleaned off. It's got trees in it, and it's leaves down at the bottom of that thing. It's like down at the bottom of a hill, some of it. And the water washes the leaves down there on piles, and under them leaves, you got these Georgia wigglers. Hey, they good baits. They just soft, you know. They soft. When I was a kid, I used to sell them at our filling station. I used to dig them, boxes of them, and sell them to make extra money when I was a kid. That's what I did. I'm always trying to make $1 somehow, or keep active. I always do something to try to survive. But hey, that's where they come from. My daddy went to somewhere in Georgia and got these things and planted them around Chapin. And that's how they got around Chapin. They in Chapin area all over the place. And back then there wasn't any worms, so they go to nut. I'm telling you, these catfish starting to bite people. We're gonna have another one of them lazy man fishing days that's really productive, I think, today. On Lake Monticello, you got to love it. The catfish is starting to bite. Hey, they ain't hitting the gut shrimp. I ain't caught that one on the gut shrimp, but hey, they biting these doggone worms, and that's all I care about. As long as they biting something. On Lake Monticello. That ain't a bad catfish. Hey, you're gonna have to dip him. You're gonna have to dip him. That's a good eating size catfish right there, buddy. These are channel cats too. They're not blues. And them channel cats are the best eating that they are. I'm telling you, you can't beat a channel cat when it comes to frying, buddy. I'm telling you. And them babies a size smaller than that, you know they good. That's my favorite of all. I love them. I don't mind telling you. You know, I didn't dig a lot of worms. I didn't think I was going to use that many. But hey, I might have messed up. We might run out of worms today. But hey, we catch that many, I'll be ready to go home because that's a lot of cleaning. But I'll be ready to go home. We can catch us about 25 or 30 of these catfish. I'll be satisfied. I'll be satisfied on Lake Monticello today. I got one line ain't nowhere close to the zone. So we got to back up. Must be a little current because it's wanting to pull me down. Wanting to pull me down the hill. So I got to back up here. Doggone lines ran into my rod. I hate that. I hate that. But we'll get it. Hey, You got to have patience. When things go wrong, you got to stay cool, stay calm, and work the situation. Because things don't go right all the time, people. Things don't go right all the time. You're going to have ups and downs in life. And you got to, it's hard, but it's mind control. Mind control is so important. I keep saying that. You got to have the control over your mind where you don't let it get you completely out of whack. And I have been known to have a hot temper in my life, and I'm trying to do better at my old age, and I am a lot better than I used to be. I can tell you that right now. I used to be really, somebody would really make me mad, I'd really get mad. And I'm trying to kind of, somebody aggravates you to a point that you can't take it, the best thing to do, and the best thing to do is to walk away and keep your mouth shut. It's hard to do it though when you always want to get back at somebody. So it's hard, it's like you got to learn how to do that because it's not easy. You get people aggravated, they go, look at him, look at him, look at him. That's a doggone brim, I believe. But you get people aggravating you, you want to jump back in their face, and it's really the wrong thing. The better man, remember this, the better man, and hey, I ain't preaching, I'm preaching to myself too, okay? I want to tell y'all, because I'm the world's worst at getting mad quick, in a hurry. But the better man, I see it the older I get, the better man walks away. The better man walks away from a situation that's going to cause a problem. I'm telling you, you're better off, don't avoid any kind of conflict, because that's the way people go to jail. People, it gets out of hand. Good people can have a hot temper, and next thing you know, they done something that they didn't really want to do. They done jumped the gun, done something they don't want to do, and then they done got themselves in a bind and run the whole life. And it happens every day. A lot of people in jail, it's all because of temper, and things get out of hand, and you go haywire for a split second, and then you do something that you regret for the rest of your life. I got a buddy right now, not a buddy, a person right now I used to be friends with, that spent the rest of his life in jail because him and his wife got a fight and he lost control. And I mean somebody that you would never think would have done anything like that. But he lost control, and that's, I'm gonna leave it at that. And run a whole family. Oh, gone. That was catfish. I felt him a little bit, but he got off. Run his whole family. And so people, when you get mad, things happen. Hey, you let it go. You got a better life ahead. You got a better, I know a fella, and I'm not gonna call any names, but it's pretty close to home. Watch his wife that was messing around on him, kissing another man, and he was in the bushes. And instead of doing what he wanted to do, he stayed calm and let it happen and just got rid of her. Oh my, look yonder going. Look yonder going. Look yonder going. Look yonder going. Oh my. Oh my. Oh man, I sell a catfish and I good and done crushed that thing. Crushed it. Oh goodness. Crushed it. You got to love it. The Old Fisherman doing it again. And Lake Monticello on the old catfish. The lazy man's method. We're going to let you go with that one. Hey, but I've told you a few stories, and we've caught a few fish, but look at here. Look at now, that's a blue. Maybe them old blues is going to come in here. Look at here. Look at here. That's an old blue catfish, people. You got to love it. The Old Fisherman is going to have him a good time catching catfish today on Lake Monticello. Hey, and you got to love it. We'll see you in another video. I'm going to turn it back on, make another one maybe. But hey, the Old Fisherman, you listen to what he says. Keep you cool in bad times and things will be better. Just walk away. Don't let it blow out of proportion. The Old Fisherman will be back with you. See you.